Hey everyone, welcome to Coffee and Tarot. I have a reading for the collective today, so go ahead and grab your coffee. I have mine right here, and let's see what message the universe has for you. So to start off your message, we have the Raven's Prophecy Tarot. And the reason I wanted to do this coffee reading with you is because earlier today, I just got this message of coffee, and I didn't know what it meant, but all of a sudden the word popped into my mind and I could smell it. So I want to pull cards and see what message in particular coffee has for you, and I wanted to title this video with coffee in it because for all I know, this message might not have to do with coffee, but the coffee in the title is what grabbed your attention. So just like you, I'm going to see what this message has for me and how it's all going to unfold. And so the reason I wanted to go with this deck in particular is because I love the images of these cards. I feel like they're very creative, but they're also simpler than the traditional tarot cards. And so it's almost like a pulled back, more relaxed approach, which to me, when you think of coffee, you think about waking up in the morning, unwinding, trying to get ready for your day. And so I feel like this is a great deck for that because I feel like it's gonna be a gentle ease into the message. And then I have oracle cards that we can pull for if we need more information on this. So let's see what your cards are. Got a jumper there. The Page of Coins. Okay, so the Page of Coins, just how this image shows, it's almost like this new growth, this new idea, but more so in a direct path. It's not the idea or a concept of things. It's the idea in the sense of you have embarked on this new path, this new journey, and you're beginning this course. The coins, the pentacles, whatever you want to call it, they represent the physical reality of things. So think about your career, think about your jobs, think about the home that you want to build, the family you want to build, your legacy, because that's something that's really prominent with the pentacle suit, is the legacy you're building. In the physical reality, what are you cultivating? And so the Page of Coins, when it comes to the court cards, is the newbie. It is someone who is almost like a fool, has a little bit more knowledge, and there's more of a direct course that they're setting out on. So they're less naive than the fool, but they still are naive because they're not quite yet that king. And so some of you, this coffee message might actually be like, hey, this is a breakthrough, like grab your coffee, write this down. Judgment. Yeah, this feels like there is a concept in your life. There's this vision of what you want, and this is your message from spirit, like, hey, start working on it, start cultivating it. The path might not yet be fully open up to you, but it's going to be opening up soon. Network with people is really what I'm hearing, because this crown always reminds me of the Emperor, and the book is like knowledge. Share your wisdom, gain information from people in your life, network with them, and see who's going to open up doors for you, and then open up those doors for yourself. Because I feel like a lot of times when you don't know what to do, you can get stuck and you don't know how to grow because you're not taking care of yourself. So watch and observe and learn from the people in your life. And it doesn't even have to be physically with you. It could be on YouTube, on social media. Look up people in your field or whatever this goal is that you aspire to attain, and look up ways in which they have gotten to where they are at, and do that for yourself. Open up those same doors. Email people, slide into their DMs, like open up your own doors, because no one's gonna come in and do this for you. Like have the judgment for yourself to know what the right calls are and say, okay, I need to do this, because no one else is gonna do it for you. This Page of Coins here is someone who's a go-getter. They're not going to take no for an answer because they have that path set out in their mind, and they're going to want to accomplish it. They're someone where they communicate what they want with themselves, with the universe, and then with others. They tell people about it. They're not shy, they're not quiet, and they're going to make themselves known, because otherwise no one's ever going to know who they are. I'm hearing for some of you, like, drink this coffee, wake yourself up, and then start like shouting, like go off, like wake yourself up and start living your life, start taking action. Don't keep waiting. The Seven of Swords. Okay, two messages with this. The first image is like fingers crossed. This is like promises to yourself. But the other message with the Seven of Swords is that there's a sense of betrayal. Something is not as they seem. Again, I'm getting this sense of do not rely on other people more than you rely on yourself. Other people will let you down. Don't let down yourself. I feel like some of you, like you're telling yourself lies, and like this vision that you have, it's like you're not actually committing to it. And this is Spirit's way of calling you out and saying, hey, you need to commit to yourself. Because the only one you're gonna play is yourself. The only one you're gonna let down is yourself. Like, other people might be unreliable, but if you're unreliable to yourself, you're only going to lose. Like, no one's gonna win from that. And so, if you're not fully committed, find a way to discipline yourself and get on the right track. But don't convince yourself, don't fool yourself, don't trick yourself into believing in an illusion of yourself, because that will only lead to your own demise. And so be honest with yourself, know what you're capable of. If there's this goal of yours and it requires like 10 plus hours of work each day from you and you can't commit to that, you can still go for it, but know that the path is gonna be different for you. Don't overpromise to yourself what you can do. If you're not someone where you can work 10 straight hours every day, if that's not sustainable, that's okay. But tell yourself, okay, instead of getting this year, it's gonna take me 5 years or whatever it works out for you. Don't play yourself. And right now, do not like trust other people to the extent where you're vulnerable to them. Network with people, learn from people, but have your own back, because no one's gonna care about your idea as much as you do. And I know that sucks to hear, especially like those of you where like you have like a product or you have this business idea that you want to share with other people. Unfortunately, no one cares about it as much as you do. And so you're gonna have to put in the hard work, the energy, the sweat, blood, and tears to make it successful. Because that's what this coin suit is all about. I just had some cards fall on the floor. The Emperor, Death, and the King of Coins. Okay. What this means for you with the Emperor here, learn from people, like I said, with that crown, but also take charge, take action. Do not let other people push you around, dictate you, tell you what to do. Again, there's a sense of do not become dependent on people where they're taking this goal away from you. Hold on to your own vision. I feel like there's people in your life that you're gonna have to have better judgment with, where you're aware of what they're doing and they're going to try and manipulate you. They're going to try and steal your ideas for themselves or benefit off you in some way where you don't get what you want. Because now it's become about them. Now this is their vision, their goal. You're just a pawn in their game. Don't let that happen with that Death card. Some of you, I'm hearing, like, if we look at the images here, like you have the Judgment with the crown of like learning from people. But then if someone tries to take the crown from you, take it back and leave them dead. Like, take the sword, use it, and like cut that tie with them, cut that relationship, expose them if you need to. If you're dealing with someone who is two-faced, fake, and hides behind their family, their status, their name, social media, their clout, whatever it is, eventually that shield is going to come crashing down for them, because you are this King of Coins, and don't let anyone stop you from being this King of Coins. Again, you are this page right now. You are going to be this king, and so don't let whoever this is get in your way. They could be a Scorpio, an Aries, Sagittarius, or they could have that in their chart, but don't let them stop you from achieving your goal. Especially if you have heavy earth placements, lean into those and utilize them. Those of you where you have not studied your birth chart, analyze it and learn the way that you are influenced and the way that you work best, because everyone is different. And the way that I always explain people's birth charts is that it's kind of like your blueprint. It's not indicating exactly how everything in your life has to play out. You have free will, you get the final say, but you have that blueprint of your birth chart to tell you what's the easiest path, what's going to be better for you to do, the easiest solution for you to do, the most productive thing for you to do, versus what's going to be more difficult. And it will show you in what areas of your life you're going to struggle with. And if that's head to head with what your goal is, at least now you know that, and now you can learn ways to navigate that, where you still reach that level of success that you want, while understanding how your birth chart placements might be making you have to work harder than the average person. Once you can understand the way that you work, you can adjust your plans better to actually be successful for you. Again, going back to like working 10-hour plus days. If that's not something you want to do, if that's not in your nature to like and enjoy, then you're gonna burn yourself out. And there's no shame in admitting that, but don't play yourself, don't fool yourself. But you, right now as the page, are going to reach this 10 of coins. But it's going to require you to call people out. It's going to require you to be honest with yourself, use your better judgment, learn from others, but do not let them steamroll you. Do not let them take advantage of you. Do not let them take a mentorship and weaponize it against you. Put yourself first. You might be the page now, embody the energy of the king. act like that already is. Act like your goal has already happened and you are just getting there. Because that's how you manifest. That's how the law of attraction works, is that you already believe something to be true, and now it's just a matter of letting it play out. The Nine of Coins reversed. I feel like there's a level of doubt that you have for yourself. The Nine of Coins represents getting everything you want, and so it feels like there's going to be a roadblock or a hiccup with this. And I feel like it's not something that has to make it where your goals don't happen or where you don't reach this level of success that you want. It's this block in the road, and I feel like it's yourself. I feel like you don't see or feel like you can bloom. It's like there's a lot of self-doubt, there's a lot of self-critiques. If you have people in your life who don't support you, I feel like that could be feeding into that, and that could be the cycles that you need to break with this death energy here. What your spirit guides want you to know is that everyone doubts themselves at some point, and even the people that you're looking up to who you think never doubted themselves, they did. Some of you who have idolized like celebrities or people who have books written about them, like memoirs or autobiographies, go ahead and read those. I feel like by connecting to that person and seeing their moments of weakness, it will help you realize that everyone goes through the same shit. Everyone has these feelings of doubt. Everyone gets in their own way. And that doesn't mean that you're ruining your plans or never gonna get it. It just means that you're human. And I feel like sometimes you have to humble yourself and remind yourself that everyone is pretty much the same. It's different sets of challenges, but it is all the same when it comes down to our internal feelings. And so don't get so stuck in your head. If it's happened for them, it can happen for you. You're not that different. You can make it work. And that's also with this death card here, change your mindset. I know it's not easy, and that's where it's going to be a process. There's gonna have to be a lot of work on your end, and so do not lie to yourself and tell yourself you're doing this work when you're really not, because then you're only lying to yourself. Like, that's not providing anything for you. Be upfront with where you're at and say, you know what, I am doubting myself, I don't believe in myself, and then find avenues for you to work on building your self-confidence. I'm gonna go ahead and use the self-care deck for you and see what message you get from these. Build strength. Literally, build your confidence, build your strength, become resilient. Don't get in your own head anymore. Like, that's your biggest issue. And there's nothing wrong with that. Again, like, your feelings are valid. Everyone goes through it. But when that happens, it makes you stronger for finding a way to deal with it, to face it, not run from it, not hide from it. Tap in to this third eye here and see the reality of the emotional state of things. What's beyond the surface? What's not the obvious solution? What's not the obvious answer? What's the core root of it? A lot of you, I would suggest to do shadow work, really get to understand yourself and the way that you process things, the way that you do it, because you have so much potential here, but you get so overwhelmed. And I also feel like that's where like this coffee comes into play. When you wake up, you don't have to do the traditional 9 to 5. You don't have to work the way that everyone else does. Take time to relax and unwind and connect with yourself and figure out your game plan for the day. It's about using your better judgment with the way that you live your life and not conforming to society standards beyond what's a reasonable need for you to do so. Obviously, like if you are currently working a 9 to 5 job, you're going to have to wake up on time, get there on time, otherwise you risk putting your job in jeopardy. But if that's not what your schedule is, you don't have to then make that your schedule because that's what everyone else is doing. Make your schedule work for you, for the career that you have, your daily goals that you have. Build your own strength by building confidence with who you are, the life that you're building, and doing it for you. Have the mentors, but again, don't let them steamroll you. Don't let anyone dictate how you have to live your life or the way that you do things. Take time in your mornings to unwind and connect with yourself and analyze what your weaknesses are and form a game plan, even if it's not like within that day. You just form a long-term plan of how you're going to begin to build your strength, to change your habits, and take more accountability in your life and change negative patterns, negative cycles. I'm gonna use one more deck for you. Sorry about that, it took me a minute to find it. This is the Awakened Soul Oracle deck. And I feel like you need like some sort of like motivation or advice moving forward to help give you some sort of direction. I feel like that's what's lacking right now. So like while you're drinking your coffee, I want you to like listen to this message, really take it in. Even if you don't act on it today, this is how you can start to move forward with this goal of yours. I want you to find this confidence in you to build this strength, because I feel like you have such great visions and paths and purposes, and yet you don't feel like that. It feels like you really have a lot of self-doubt and it clouds you. And that's where it's hard for you to promise to yourself, because you don't believe in yourself. You're not fully utilizing everything that you have, like all your skill sets, because you're kind of sitting here like, well, what's the point? Like, you don't think it's gonna amount to anything. Truth. Got a lot of cards just flip over right then. So, truth, mantra, vision, unplug, sovereignty. I love this for you. Lots of third eye messages. Some of you are psychic, you're going through spiritual awakenings, and you haven't been aware of that, or you've been afraid of that. Spirit's really encouraging you to do third eye chakra meditations to work on your psychic abilities. Not everyone's drawn to work with tarot or oracle cards. That's okay. Being psychic doesn't even mean you have to do anything with it besides just utilizing it for yourself and your own path. But you do have abilities, and Spirit is really encouraging you to tap into it, if only to help yourself. And I do have a video on all the different types of clairs if you wanted to look at that and see if any of those resonate for you, because then by understanding your clairs, what your psychic abilities are, then you can figure out if divination is for you, or if there's other methods to tap into your psychic abilities that work better. With the truth card, this is really about your throat chakra and being authentic for you. Again, acknowledging the truth of things, being honest with it, and living authentically for you, not allowing others to steamroll you. I really feel a lot of you need to start advocating for yourself more. Drink your coffee and then start voicing yourself and your desires, your wants. Communicate boundaries with people. Communicate what you won't accept. Go and ask for that promotion that you've been thinking about. Go and tell someone how you really feel. Like, don't keep stuff bottled up anymore. Those of you on a smaller scale, if you're in a relationship, or if you're living with people, or just people in your life, if you're upset with them, communicate that. I feel like that's something that really does not come easily for a lot of people, and instead it's more human nature to bottle it up, to push it aside and act like it's okay, but then that builds resentment. And it also builds a lot of pressure on your plate, in which like you're accepting things that you don't necessarily want. And so instead of brushing it aside for the sake of not having an argument, have those arguments. Because by talking about it, by explaining yourself, by setting boundaries, by voicing yourself with the truth card, that allows you to build up your inner confidence, where then things don't have to be arguments. They can be conversations. There's ways to fight and disagree with people in a healthy and productive way. Every argument doesn't have to devolve into a screaming fight. It doesn't have to become bigger than what the situation is. It can be a simple conversation. Even if you both don't agree, even if you don't see eye to eye, it can be respectful. And there's room for healthy disagreements in your life. I feel like that's something that you have to remember. Mantra, start saying positive affirmations to yourself to build your confidence, and meditating. I feel like those two techniques will really help you, again, build that confidence. And I also think by doing like daily meditations or affirmations, setting that time aside for you to focus on yourself, focus on empowering yourself, I think that will allow yourself to see, okay, I can commit to things. I can have discipline for myself, and I can be productive. And it's going to teach you how you can set these promises with yourself on a small scale that then you can move into your bigger goals. With Unplug, this is about taking time just for yourself, where you unplug. It's great to like use social media to keep up with people, to network, and to learn from others, but there's also time to soak in that knowledge. And I feel like by taking time out of your day that's just for you, where you get to either like do these mantras, meditations, affirmations, whatever you want to do to reconnect with yourself, unplug for that. Drink your coffee, light some candles, and just exist within yourself, because that's where you're going to quiet the outside distractions of others and just sit with yourself. And then you're going to be able to analyze the truth of your own thoughts, your own inner monologue, and see if it's productive, if it's healthy, if you're affirming things for yourself, or if that self-doubt is going to cause you to think negatively about yourself, to beat yourself up. And if that's the case of it, that's the truth, the reality, you will be able to acknowledge that and find ways to shift your mindset, to believe more positively about yourself. But without ever unplugging, you don't get that chance to assess things internally. You get to be distracted and allow yourself to jump around to other things to think about, other things that you need to focus on, instead of focusing on yourself, instead of focusing on your goals. And with Sovereignty, this is a card that's all about reclaiming your power, reclaiming your energy. And I think that is the message that you need with this coffee message for you today, is reclaim your energy. Do not let other people dictate how you live your life, what you do, what you get. You decide that. You get to change your views of yourself. You get to find ways to cope. You get to decide what life you live. And ultimately, if other people don't like it, that's okay. It comes down to your own sense of peace, your own confidence within yourself, because you're going to become that king of coins. You are starting out your journey, you're going to achieve your goal. And so do not let other people take credit for the work that you have done. Do not let them steamroll you. Do not let them take your truth and turn it into something that is false. Build strength. Stand up for yourself, fight for yourself, do what you need to do. Even if it's an internal battle, you can overcome the obstacles that you are facing. You might not believe that you can, but this is Spirit's message to you that you can. Something else that I want to point out about the initial message being coffee for you. Not only is this something that you can drink while spending these times with your own thoughts, coffee breaks down into the number 4. And 4 is a number that is about stability. It's about foundation. It's about the groundwork. And if we also look at the meaning and associations of coffee, it's about work. It's used to help people focus, to concentrate. And so that's what Spirit's message for you is. Focus on yourself, lay that foundation. You're building your goals. You have the baseline right now. This is your time to take this idea, this concept, and take it into action, turn it into reality, where this is something that you're working on. And whatever that path looks like for you is perfect for you. Because we only ever do what's right for us, even if it's not the right choice. And putting that in air quotes, and we're deliberate with the action that we're taking, and we want to grow, which you definitely are growing, because you are going from this potted plant into this rose. You are ready to bloom. You just need the time and the patience to nurture yourself to allow that growth to happen. But when you are accepting of growth, when you are focused on growing, even if you have made a wrong choice, your path will correct itself. You will learn from it. You will be able to recover and move on. And so don't allow your self-doubt to keep you stagnant where you don't believe in what you're capable of, because the path forward is there. It's just about you taking that step and continuing to take step after step after step as you build your strength to get there. But the foundation is being laid by you, whatever action you decide to take. And if you don't take action, if you lie to yourself, that's going to be something that you see in the reality of your situation. But this is Spirit's confirmation for you. You can do it. Drink your coffee. And when you're done, be ready to start taking action, boss up, and get what you need done for you, for your goals. Some of you, it's like grab a pen and a notebook and start writing things down. Write out your plan for the day, write out your long-term goals, write down where you want to be, write out what you don't like about yourself and how you're going to fix that, write down what you do like about yourself, write down your affirmations, just start writing, journal, and get things done. And so I hope that this resonates for you. I hope that this acts as the motivation that you need. And if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and share it with others. Let me know in the YouTube comments down below how it resonated for you. I greatly appreciate any support to the channel. It helps me to create more content like this for you. So subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you a part of this family. I post new videos every single week. And if you are drawn to leave a donation, I really appreciate that. All the links to contact me is going to be in the description box down below. You can follow me on other social medias. And if you want to purchase your own private reading, I do sell them. You can check out my Etsy shop or message me on other social media for a custom reading. I can't wait to see you all in my next video, and I hope you all have a good one. Until then, bye.